Hey, Phil here. I've been working with Webflow for a few months now, and I wanted to make this video now that I'm comfortable with working with Webflow and talking about it from an SEO perspective. So, as somebody who's an exile from WordPress, I wanted to try something new, and I'm going to share with you 7 reasons why Webflow makes SEO sense. This is for consultants like me who are considering a new platform, business owners who are thinking about migrating their website, or anyone from the web dev world who wants to know what the heck is up with SEO and Webflow? Let's get started. Reason number one would be in the past you had to use different plugins on WordPress to get meta title and meta description and open graph. This is nice because you want meta title, meta description, and open graph on all of your pages, and WordPress didn't support this natively. But also keep in mind, WordPress is like 20 years old, I think, at this point or more. So this is a worthy consideration, and I'm going to show you what exactly I'm talking about in the real world.
This is the SEO meta title and meta description inside the search bar. So you're really just working on the search visibility, and you're creating these tags to allow the search visibility within the SERP space to influence how you appear in Google, right? So meta title is around 65 characters. Meta description is around 165. And I was just on my about page. When you have the open graph title and open graph description filled out, oh, you sometimes get a crazy guy's face right there. But this stuff is filled out, and that's the About Us page. That's why my face is there. But this is the open graph title, open graph description, and it's just a way to control your appearance on social.
Another super cool thing is the redirection in Webflow makes a lot of sense. I'm going to demonstrate it really quickly here, but it helped me a ton when I was migrating my URLs. So I'm going to show you that really quick, and it's super simplified and probably the best layout I've seen in a while for this type of thing. Header scripts are easy again, so if you've talked with SEOs, you know we like adding things to the header script because of tracking or schema reasons. Well, schema edition and Google Tag Manager and Google Analytics codes are really easy to add to this platform, which is great because integration for some new people who weren't familiar with editing WordPress files is kind of scary, but Webflow makes it easy, and I'm going to demonstrate that, and I'm demonstrating it right here.
So if you just wanted a little script on the page like I've done on my homepage, you could just go to the page itself, open the little gear icon, and scroll down, and it's going to insert code in the head. I love that. And in order to do that for the whole site, you're going to go to custom code right here in the settings and drop those there. And that's how I added my Google Tag Manager. I love this feature. It made it super easy to get tracking added as soon as possible.
Lazy loading. What is lazy loading? Well, lazy loading is when you don't load all the images on a page at once, and it reduces the sort of the amount of work the browser has to do. So Google wants you to leverage lazy loading anyhow. So with Webflow is only loading the stuff within the viewport, which is super smart and saves a lot of time when rendering pages. So I think it's a great thing that they've included this natively because Google was asking for it anyhow. Sitemaps are native out of the box. You can just get a sitemap without using the FTP, and a sitemap is just a literal map of your site's URLs for the Google crawler bots to reference. This feature, your sitemap is updated automatically. No need to touch it. Don't do it unless you know what you're doing, which is fine because it works just right now.
This is my site sitemap. It's found at sitemap.xml. It's an automatic feature on Webflow, and every time I add something new to my site, it shows up here. It works. I don't gotta fuss with it. I think it's grand.
Robot.txt is another sort of file that the crawling robots are going to reference, and you don't need to manage this with any plugins or FTP.
And similarly, this is my robot.txt. You don't gotta really change anything here, but if you were so inclined to adjust your robot.txt, You could actually disinclude stuff here, and they provided a nice little link to robot.txt nomenclature if you're interested in editing your robot.txt. Good work, guys.
Okay, so another thing that us SEO guys talk about a lot is URL management. It's really hard to find people who are excited about URL management as much as I am, but Google loves sensible, simple URLs. And your collections can be worked to make URLs that are not terrible with some minimal planning. In my own migration, I was able to nest all my blog categories in a way that made sense. And I was using that by nesting my collections in a way that made sense. And it was just very refreshing because you just organize it from the beginning and then I don't have to touch it moving on out. So huge win for Webflow in that regard. And that's it. I wanted to make this a short video, but I really think there's a lot of compelling reasons to check out Webflow. If you're interested in checking out Webflow, there's a link in my description that allows me to keep making content like this and is just super awesome. So if you're considering Webflow, either reach out to me. I'm happy to answer any questions about SEO Webflow, and also check out the link in my description. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This channel is going to be talking a little bit more about Webflow as I delve into this further from an SEO and a former WordPress exile perspective. So let me know if you want to see more of this content. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Talk to you later. Bye.